Artemis at Dunk Island. It's the joys of having a trailer sailor. You can pull them right up the beach and stand up and clean them. So I've done that today. I'm anchored behind a sandbank on Dunk Island. I've been here 3 days now. First day was recovering. Second day I went for a walk to the top of the island, and before I left I promised myself that I'd walk round the island, which is about 10 k's. So I did that today, set off at before 8 o'clock and arrived back at 1:30. I've been tired and having just lying down having a rest, and it's now 5 o'clock and I've got to get the boat ready to go tomorrow. The wind for tomorrow is basically from where the boat's facing. Should be able to make it as far as Hinchinbrook, maybe. I'm going to set off early in the morning. I'm going to take the cover down. Later on I'll put the dinghy on board so that I can make an early exit in the morning. Isn't she looking clean after I cleaned the waterline after the Johnson River? That's the boats in the bay. A bit quick because I'm getting blown round. And one boat here has come in today as well and anchored. Dawn over Orpheus Island. It's now 5:30. I'm heading for Hinchinbrook Channel. See the red cross, that's Hinchinbrook Channel. Set off this morning from Dunk at 4:30. It's now 8:30 or whatever, so I've done 3 hours, and in 3 hours I've managed to do 13 nautical miles. The wind's died now, which I knew it would, because I had an offshore wind, and it's going to come from basically from the south. Somewhere over there it'll change. So I could put the motor on now. Looking behind is Dunk Island. Entering the Hinchinbrook Channel. Smack into the wind. A little bit of tide against me up here for the next 2 hours. In behind is the island of Hinchinbrook. Massive big mountains. Loads of crabbing. Abeam at the moment is Cardwell. There's a jetty there, you might not be able to see it. And coming on round, I think it's called I'm not sure what it's called nowadays. Yeah, Port of Cardwell I think it's called, and there was a marina in there, and in Cyclone Yasi it went over that sandbank, that thing, through all the houses, and filled up the marina with silt, and it's never been dredged out again as a marina. All the houses, the bottom floors were totally wrecked. It was a mess. The only thing that's operating in there now is, I believe, is the boat ramp, and by the end of the boat ramp there's a fuel wharf. Cardwell's well behind now. The point of Hinchinbrook Island. Passing about the 4th Port and mark. Center of the screen is where we're going to head in the channel. And these hills over here are absolutely very high. It's 11 o'clock and we've sailed 25 nautical miles since 4 o'clock this morning. It's midday and I've had enough, so I've put my anchor down in 4 meters of water just out the channel. Heading now really towards that peak of that hill there. That's where the channel is, basically through there in the center of the screen now. Yeah, it's cooled off a bit now, 4 o'clock, bit of a breeze but smack on the nose, so I'm going to motor for the next 10 nautical miles and then just anchor for the night. Looking over at Hinchinbrook Island here, the mountain in the cloud is Mount Bowen, and it is 1,124 meters high. There's mangrove creeks in here. You can go in and mud crab. My mate Don comes up here and he spends 4 weeks riddled in these creeks catching mud crabs. Up through the channel I've only seen one houseboat at the northern end of the channel, and a couple of minutes ago, before I had the camera going, we had one little game fishing boat go through heading north. So in total probably I've seen about 12 boats in here all day. Looking back down the channel where we've come from. You can see how high those mountains are out there when you see the clouds on them. Look how sheer they are on this side. A lot of rock climbing faces there. It's 5:30 in the evening, beer o'clock. I'd like to thank the shore crew has shouted me a beer. I appreciate it very much. 2/3 of the way up the Hinchinbrook Channel. Anchored behind this island in front, and in 8 meters of water. We did about 34 miles today. Of that I sailed about, I'd say 15, and the rest of the time I motor sailed, or actually just motored. That's the trouble going south before the northerlies come in. But I don't want to hang around. It's getting hotter up here and I'm finding the sun very oppressive. I've got a new pair of shorts on, which are Burke, and they're padded backsides on them, and I'll give them a go because I had quite a sore bottom. Got another boat coming through. Oh. The sun is just going in behind the cloud there. Got a nice trimaran coming through. Decided to turn round and come and join me behind this little island. A very nice trimaran. It's very quiet, so I'm not sure if it hasn't got an electric motor. No, it hasn't. I can see a exhaust on the other side. Well, I'll have another anchor light to look out tonight. The southeasterly clouds are blowing in over Hinchinbrook. The sun's well and truly set over the mountains. And a Cardwell's behind about there, but just behind the island. It's now 6 o'clock. Bloody best part of the day. On the way home I've kind of worked out a bit of a strategy that I'll get up early and try and catch the west by southwest wind in the morning, which goes through till about 8 o'clock. I anchored at lunchtime and in the middle of the day and had a siesta which lasted till 3:30, and was going further than this, but this looked pretty appealing, to be honest, so I've anchored here behind this island in 7 meters of water. One of the best sailing channels I've come across on YouTube is Teleport, or www.sailingteleport.com, and it's Jess and Chris, a couple who sailed their boat, which was basically a folk boat, through the Northwest Passage, and it's absolutely fantastic. Scenery's fantastic, and their commentary on what they did and showing you it's just one of the best things I've seen. They don't ham it up, you know, it's just what you see, and you know, I think they were very brave to do what they did. You know, it's out there. There's a nice blue motor sailor here coming in. Dream time. That's where we came from, Dunk Island, down here. And that's where we're going today, I think, to Orpheus Island. That's the plan, but it can change due to the weather. It's pretty, a little bit drizzly out there at the moment, but I think it'll burn off. So we're going to give that a go, and then if we get out there from here inside the thing with all those mountains, it should clear up. It's now 6:30 and I'm going to head off down the channel anyway. I haven't got a great plan, but that's the plan at the moment. Leaving this anchorage behind. and heading up the channel south. Looking back down the channel. Passing a nice houseboat here. Rather cruel because I can smell the bacon. Just got a little bit of tide with me at the moment, and that's where we're heading, down there, center of the screen, with Orpheus behind. Well, the big black boat that we saw yesterday, he's heading out. He's just at the end of the jetty now. You wouldn't be able to see him in the camera, and he's blowing about, I'd say, 15 knots at the moment. But with the wind against the tide, it's fairly lumpy. And if I was to sail on, I'd have to sail straight into it. So to Orpheus Island, it's kind of like, from here it's say 12 k's, 12 miles. That's 24 miles at least you're going to have to sail into the wind to get there. So I'm going to give it a miss today, and go into Lucinda, where I haven't been before, and check it out. Just going round. We've just been round these buoys. Sorry I couldn't film it, I was concentrating too much. It was about 1.3 of water along those buoys. Coming in here now. We're in 2.1 here. And it'll be very nice when we get inside. Yeah, it's quite a nice little place in here. Great place for trailer sailors anyway. Well, these are the posh houses at Lucinda here. He's had to take over from Cardwell for their marina. And this is the boats at the head of the river here. It's quite deep up there. It's on the chart, it says. Heading down the river. Now back out to the entrance. Going to anchor down there. I'm now anchored at Lucinda in the river. It took me two goes at anchoring. First time I gets to where I want it to be, lets the anchor go, and it jams in the on the roller. So anyway, by the time I got it untangled and dropped it, I thought it might be okay, but I was only in 800 of water, so, and there was aground. So anyway, I had another go, and I'm now where I want to be, in about 2.4 meters of water, quite close to the boat ramp. Everything's good. That's looking upriver. Looking at the Lucinda shore. That's the jetty there, the public jetty, and that's the boat ramp there. And out here is the channel. in. Yeah, it's now 9 o'clock and I've been going since I think 7, so I'm gonna go downstairs now and have some breakfast. Sunset. From Dunk Island, North Queensland.